Ladies, gentlemen, bodies of water, we are the Alchemy Lab. Yes, we finally have a name now. That's all down to our gracious DM Matt. He came up with that and sorted it all out. So now we have a name. Brilliant. But I'm Cassius. I'm not Cassius. I'm Lee, and we'll be playing Cassius. The lines of reality have blurred in my mind. I'm already in the zone.
Oh, you're already ready to go.
Ready.
Well, in the same vein, I'll do the same then for you. I'm Gracchus. I'm actually playing Gracchus. My name's Carl. And below us both is our lovely DM.
And I'm naked from the waist down.
I was expecting that kind of joke to crop up at some point, to be honest.
Wish I was.
Yeah. I'm Matt. I am the DM for the Shattered Lands, Streets of Mihre. And it's great to have everyone back.
Yeah.
So, last time in the Streets of Mihre, you guys busted open a human trafficking ring.
We busted that shit wide open. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the assistance of Charon, who is seemingly some kind of gangland boss down in the lower reaches of Mihre.
But not the lowest.
No.
But not the lowest, as you found out.
Yeah.
Indeed, there is a tier lower than the lowest tier. That makes sense as a sentence? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. It's an older version, but checks out.
Indeed. So, after your adventure that you had down in tier 8, you were compensated by Charon for your services. You both received 50 gold.
Did we?
And you did.
Oh, brilliant.
I think I may have forgotten to tell you that last time, but now I'm remembering.
I definitely forgot to add it.
Yeah, so he compensated you both with 50 gold. And for the last couple of days, you haven't really heard a whole lot from him. You've been in the Smiling Skies Inn. You've been enjoying your rooms. You've been, I guess, shopping around a little bit and enjoying hot meals and a warm bed. Particularly you, Gracchus, as a bed has been eluding you for the past, while.
Yeah.
And
Knock, of course, he's been enjoying a bed.
Yes.
And Knock as well has been enjoying the bed, although he's been, you checked in on Knock the Kenku, and it seems like he's sort of taken all of the bedclothes and pillows off the bed and made a sort of den in the corner under the bed.
You made a pillow fort?
It seems like a little kind of pillow fort / nest. Where he apparently feels more comfortable sleeping. But we open today's adventure or misadventure in the Smiling Skies Inn in the morning. You are downstairs in the eating area. Anya is sort of busying herself behind the bar. You have plates of now finished breakfast in front of you. And I guess you're mid-flow.
Oh, I've forgotten what a good bed, what any bed feels like, to be honest with you.
Yes, they are quite nice, aren't they? I've never had the misfortune to find myself out on the street, but I can imagine that is quite a hard place to be, if you pardon the pun.
Yeah, no, I think I'll let that one slide. But it's not as comfortable as my sleep, to put it that way.
Indeed.
So what's your plans for today?
Well, we are Heartbreaker Investigations. I plan to find us some work. It has been, I thought our name would have been around a little bit more. Unfortunately not. After that, I still need to be growing my information sources on this lower tier as well. And yourself, Mr. Gracchus?
I'll do the same. I tend to find there's good opportunities down the docks, so I'll have a look there.
Very well.
The door.
From Carl at all?
No.
The door opens, and as if speak of the devil and he shall appear, the grey tiefling, adorned in leathers, strides confidently into the Smiling Skies Inn. He has his henchman Boise beside him, and he sort of locks eyes with the pair of you.
Ah, Mr. Chown. My friend here was starting to miss you.
Mr. Valentine and Mr. Fallbreaker, good to see you both. How are you this fine?
Very well.
Rested.
Very well indeed. And yourself, Boise, how is the hole?
He sort of kind of self-consciously rubs the area where your rapier passed straight through him. It's all right. I just wish you'd stop reminding me.
Good lad.
Charon kind of elbows him, just sort of, kind of like just friendly sort of elbow, and looks up at Anya, who has noted the new arrivals. She's tensed up a little bit, but she's trying to act like she hasn't kind of clocked him. So. Anya, lovely Anya, would you mind fixing us some of that wonderful juice you have behind the bar? It's made with the freshest apples you can find around this area.
In this area? Well, I'm sure that will be lovely.
Oh, you'd be surprised. He sits down at your table, and Boise sort of stands by the doors, his hands sort of clasped together in front of him. After a sort of brief moment, Anya comes over with 3 glasses and a jug, and pours a so it's sort of a not quite. It's sort of lighter than your standard apple juice, I would say. Lighter in colour, a little bit cloudy. And he raises his glass and says, "Nice pick me up in the morning, I think. Cheers, gentlemen."
Indeed.
Indeed. I give it a quick sniff first and
Smells fine. As you drink it, it's surprisingly good for food down here. When you heard that it was a fruit juice, you immediately sort of thought, oh, because fruit down here is usually overripe.
Yeah.
And heading toward browning. But this tasted fantastic.
I stand corrected, Mr. Chown. You have given me one good bit of news today about the apple juice. I assume you have more for us.
Very astute. Very, very astute. Yes, I do indeed have some news for you. A good, detective agency, let's say. You are a detective agency, right?
Indeed. Investigations, detectivations, various actions of investigatory nature, yes.
Indeed. Well, me and the lads, we've rustled you up an office of sorts.
An office, you say?
Indeed. Now, as you're aware, places are not terribly easy to come by down here, real estate in particular. But I think you'll like this place very much. And he slides across a matchbook. You're familiar with the matchbook design. It is the design of Rembrandt's Devilish Library.
Are we working out of the Devilish Library?
The upstairs of the Devilish Library.
Well,
yeah.
I certainly have no complaints with that.
No, certainly not.
He had a room, well, he had sort of a spare storeroom, if you like, and he owed me a favour. So, you have an office, gentlemen.
And to what do we owe this office, Mr. Chow?
Well, part of the office is the work you're going to be getting via the office. And one such bit of work has crossed my line of sight, if you will.
And that is?
There are a couple of, not many, and certainly not as lucrative as others, perhaps, but around the outskirts of Mihre, there are a couple of farmsteads. And one such farmstead is a rather lovely place that grows a bit of mushroom and a bit of wheat here and there. Makes a fine stew and a fine whiskey. And the owner of that farmstead recently popped by. I've she's been asking some strange questions around the docks and around the market. She's looking for someone with your skill set, I feel.
Well, looks like we have our first job, Mr. Crackers.
Indeed it does.
Now, she currently is in the devilish library, waiting for you. We sent her there. So, give you a chance to see your new digs and, well, speak to your new client.
Very well. Will you be joining us, Mr. Chow?
I have other business to attend to, other leads to chase up.
Very well. Shall we, Mr. Crackers?
I see no reason in waiting.
Good morning, lovely Anya. We will be back very soon.
Hi, good morning. She a little bit nervous, but she's all right. Charon sweeps from the room as you sort of get your things together and head out into Mihre itself. It's not a terribly long walk to the devilish library, but you find it. I mean, it's the morning, so you find it pretty much empty. I say pretty much empty. There seems to be someone there.
There seems to be Mr. Charon and Mr. Boise there still.
Mr. Charon and Mr. Boise, they seem to be there, but in fact they're not there, and you didn't see them.
'Twas but a dream.
Also, Mr. Cassius, you appear to be right at the bar somehow.
I have my ways, Mr. Gracchus. What took you?
One minute I looked, you were next to me, next minute you were gone. I didn't know where you went.
One of my skills.
Yeah, I just wish you wouldn't use them on me.
Very well. Good morning, Mr. Rembrandt. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm doing more than all right. It seems you're not in here with the usual, well, what I suspect was going to become your usual company.
No, not today, but we've been told of some news, Mr. Rembrandt.
Yeah, I figured your news is behind you at that table.
Very well.
You turn and you spot a halfling sitting on the chair, sort of nursing a whiskey. Strange that she'd be drinking in the morning, but she is drinking in the morning. And she sort of looks up at you two a little bit apprehensively.
Good morning, miss. My name is Mr. Valentine. This is Mr. Fowbreaker. We are Heartbreaker Investigations, I believe you have been told of us.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. I've been told of you, yes.
May I? I point to the chair.
Please have a seat. Pull up I guess we could pull up another one for your friend.
I'm fine standing. Don't worry.
All right. Okay. Right. Well, hello, both of you. My name is Yvette Brettermain. I'm the owner of a farm out just on the outskirts of the city. Corways.
And what seems to be the trouble with that?
Well, it's a bit of an unusual situation.
I'm sure we accommodate.
Right. Well, it's just that when I've asked for help from other people before, they've sort of dismissed me as a crazy person, and they've sort of laughed in my face a bit, and it's just, it's one of those. I'm just going to get to it. Around my farm, it's been raining blood.
I'm sorry?
It's exactly what people do. Around my farm, it's been, the only way I can describe it is it's been raining blood.
Well, I've yet to laugh at you, Miss Brettermain. And how long has this been happening?
Well, it's been happening for the past 4 days.
4 days. Did anything happen 4 days ago?
No. It's just a normal day. Bringing in the crop of wheat, packing it into the barrels to mix it and get ready to send it to the breweries. Getting Rembrandt's bottle barrel ready for his distillery, and suddenly just drops of blood.
Is it the same time every day?
It doesn't seem to be the same time every day. So that happened in the morning, and the day after that it happened twice. It happened once in the afternoon, and we think in the evening as well. So we could hear droplets hitting our roof. Day after that, it was morning again. Day after that, night again.
So, Matt, with that, would we need any kind of check to try and recall the weather for the last couple of days as to when it's rained, to see if it lines up with it actually just raining, and maybe there's something different over there in terms of chemicals?
Well, for the weather, I don't think we'd need a check for the weather, but you know what? No, we don't need a check for the weather. Rain isn't that common. In fact, rain is it almost never happens in the Shattered Lands in general. The sort of weather patterns have been kind of completely shaken up by the shattering. So rain is an incredibly rare occurrence.
Okay, so if it had rained, it would stand out to us and therefore be memorable. So,
yeah, and she wouldn't be confusing it either.
Right.
Well, Miss Brettermain, it appears we have a mystery on our hands.
I'd say so. I'm a bit worried that. Well, I don't know. I've no idea what could be causing it.
Well,
The thing left for us to do, Mr. Valentine, is to accompany Yvette back to the farm and investigate, don't you?
well, let's just a moment. So we can accompany you to your farm, Miss Brennermain, and we can indeed see if it rains. After that, we will, of course, require payment for our services.
Of course, yeah, of course.
And for those services, we would ideally like to know what you would need from us apart from finding out about the rain. Is there anything else you require from us to succeed in our contract, as it were?
Well, I mean, finding out about the rain is really the first priority. If someone's doing it, then if someone's casting a spell or something, I mean, they've got a reason probably for doing it, to me specifically. But I mean, if it's nothing to do with me, if it's nothing to do with that, then I don't know. I suppose it would be it would certainly be something that might be a threat to other people, or it might be nothing. It might just be a freak occurrence. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Very well. Well, we shall accompany you to your farm, Miss Brennermain, and we shall go from there.
All right. So she sort of stands up and heads toward the door with you both in tow. She leads you out to the sort of dock areas, so in the open air, leads you past the docks. She sort of flags down a cart that's pulled by a couple of very large beetles. And you guys sort of get in the back of the cart, and they sort of scurry along. They take you towards the sort of edge of the city where there's sort of some peninsulas and sort of scraps of land that are not connected, that are connected to the mountain where the city is, but not kind of part of the city. They seem like areas that have been kind of discarded. They're very arid. Not much seems to be growing on them. But you do see little kind of farmsteads here and there. Would you like to do anything on the way?
I don't think so. I'm trying to just go through my mind as to blood rain, really.
Okay. Brackus, how about you?
Brennermain, has there been any negative effect on the farm because of the rain? Crops dying, anything of that nature?
Well, it's not really been enough rain to kind of soak into the soil, but it's been very noticeable. That's why I'm worried if it's someone doing it, because it's sort of enough to frankly terrify me and the farmhands.
You had any issues with neighbouring farmers at all, or anybody else that might want to keep off the land, for example?
I mean, no direct issues, not for a while. Although I've heard tell of people, certain organisations trying to sort of muscle in on our lands, try and buy out the farms.
Okay.
Have you had any conversation with any of these organisations?
Or any of the farmers that have dealt with them?
Well, had a conversation with one of the farmers where that's happened. What seemed to be the case is they employed a few of the farmhands to sort of cast the rest out. They've been picked up. Some of them have been picked up by the farm. Some of them have come into Mihre, and well, they came into Mihre, and what happens to people in Mihre, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you've got nothing.
Yeah.
But none of the organisations have contacted me, and I don't know if they would necessarily because of you know, our mutual friend.
How long have you known Mr. Karen?
Well, I've known him. I met him through Rembrandt,
Right.
and I've known him a couple of years. He's I don't know what to make of him really. He seems all right. I mean, he seems as good as anyone here, which isn't saying much really.
Understandable. Okay. Well, I think the next thing we can do is once we get to the farm, take a closer look at everything.
Right. Yeah. Right. You seem to be heading towards one farm in particular, on a peninsula. It's looks like one farmhouse and let me find it. It looks like kind of one fairly large farmhouse. There's a cleft that's been dug into the ground with a couple of flags sort of posted up. You suspect that's where, in fact, she tells you that that's where they grow the mushrooms. You can see a bit of corn here and there, but you suspect that too is grown underground with some kind of magical assistance rather than out on the surface where anyone can see it. There's a few sort of rocky areas around the farm. There's a pathway that wends its way up and around and to the lip of this, what looks like a cavern. But all seems fairly quiet. You can see a couple of farmhands moving back and forth. And the cart drops you off at the end of the pathway. So down here is where it drops you off.
Where does it drop us off?
Around there, was it, Matt?
It's down here. Did you see my ping?
No. If it's anywhere at the bottom, apart from where those shelves are, well, what used to be shelves, then I won't be able to see it because our faces are in the way.
Now here's the reason why you can't see it. I dragged you to the wrong map.
I see.
There you are. That's where you are.
I was wondering while we were in the warehouse again. It's quite burnt in here.
And if I ping, you are there.
Does this look familiar to you?
It does, indeed, Mr. Fruit. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, you head up the pathway with Yvette Brettemain. Well, anything you want to do now that you're in the area?
Is there anything immediately stand outish about this place?
Make me a perception check.
I must have had something in my eye. That was a 6.
Nothing particularly stands out about the farmstead. It seems as it appeared as you were sort of driving up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a look at the pathway we're on. So there's any sort of like footprints that don't line up with it. So like almost if they're walking on and then dart off to the side or anything like that?
Go survival.
Good. I am proficient in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 17.
Nice. So you see a lot of halfling footprints that lead sort of back and forth up the pathway. You don't see any that divert off particularly.
Okay.
And you don't see any, looking sort of to the left and right of the pathway, you don't see anything that suggests someone was trying to sort of be clandestine and sort of sneak up on either side.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like anyone who isn't supposed to be here has been here.
Okay.
And Bretta, did it rain everywhere here, or in a concentrated space, or?
Oh, sorry, Yvette. It's Yvette. Sorry.
What do I call her?
Bretta.
Oh, because I'm using her second name. That's why.
Yeah, Bretta Main.
Bretta Main. Miss Bretta Main.
Well, if you come over this way, I'll show you where the rain landed. So it's sort of, it's like a few droplets at a time, really. I mean, I'd scarcely call it rain, really. I mean, when we have had rain here, it's been, it's really chucked it down, but it's all I can call it, really. So if we come over here to the outhouse, which sort of leads you to the outhouse, which is this building here.
I'd fly over there.
So sort of around the back area, so around sort of this corner, you see flecks of, well, you see what looks like blood.
Okay.
Droplets. About 3 dozen in total that have sort of plopped down and landed in the dirt.
Is this relatively new?
Make me a investigation check. Use your spyglass if you wish.
I am indeed going to use my spyglass. Like, pull out my jacket. And that's 24.
Okay. So looking at the blood, it's very dark in colour. So it's not, you don't think it's fresh at all. In fact, you're positive it's not fresh. It looks coagulated. It's sort of a muddy-ish shade of brown. Mm. There's definitely blood.
It's definitely right. I'm going to like get a bit of it with my dagger from the earth, and I'm going to smell it.
I think that's. You know what? I'll keep that with your 24 perception roll. Smells off. Smells like it's sort of lost some of its. Honestly, it's lost some of its smell because it's sort of old blood.
How long ago did this happen?
So this one here, this was the third night. This is the third night this came down.
And where is the most recent rain?
The most recent is if you come around here, she leads you down to sort of the pathway here, just next to the farmhouse. And you see more droplets of blood.
Is there any kind of obvious directionality to it? Like if it's in a somewhat of a line, for example?
I think this is an element of your tracking, so I'm going to go with survival again for this one.
So we have stuff here.
This time.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was
What
eight.
was
Sorry.
8? Okay. It doesn't seem. It sort of seems just sort of scattered. It seems like something. Whatever made the blood seems kind of localized. But looking at the trajectory, you're not entirely sure
Okay.
if there is sort of a pattern. You'd probably need more.
I'm gonna smell this stuff as well.
This
Dagger.
is a bit fresher.
But it smells like blood. There's nothing like it's just got that irony smell.
Yeah. This smells a lot fresher than the other blood.
I'll take sort of like a dab it, I taste it. Anything there?
Tastes like blood. Tastes like fresh blood, fresher blood.
Sort of spits the rest out. Okay, and where were the other downpours?
Well, so one of them is up on the roof of the house. So you see where we've got the sort of barrels and crates there.
Over here, yes.
Yeah, so it's just on the corner of the roof there.
Over there?
Yeah.
Very well. And anything else?
There was one more that it was a bit further, so like past the outhouse, near that big rock.
Yeah, this big rock.
Yeah.
So I walk over with her.
Mm-hmm.
Can you point it out to me, please, Brenda?
So you see that she seems to have cleared up the blood, but you can see a smudge, so like a smear mark, and you can see it around here.
Very well. And this has happened over 4 days, Brenda.
Over 4 days, yeah.
Has it rained today at all?
Well, no, at least not yet.
Who was the first to see this happen?
Well, the first one to see it happen was Rod. Rod is one of the lads who picks the mushrooms, and he we think he was having some sort of break with and smoking something he shouldn't have been, and he said a bit of blood landed on his shoulder.
And this was here? This was the first one?
It was by the rock.
It was over here. Okay. Very well. Where is Rod now?
He's in the this time in the morning he'll probably be picking in the cave.
Very well. Mr. Gracchus, I will go and see our friend Rod, and I will see you soon.
Yeah, I'll meet you back here, Cassius. Yvette, just correct me on the order of them if I'm right. The one up by the rock is the first sign, the first rain that you saw, yes?
Yeah.
And then the outhouse was second?
The outhouse was third.
So the roof was second and the outhouse third?
Roof was second, outhouse was third.
And this one then be the most recent that you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. One moment. I'm just going to take a quick walk essentially just down the line from where I am now, or like this, and just check the ground to see if there's any indication there's been something else there, like any other signs that there might have been blood there as well.
Okay, so you're walking down, yeah?
Yeah, basically, I'm looking back at where she's pointed out these blood, or the blood is, and looking down at this. It kind of forms a line from the first point to this point.
It
So
kind of does, yeah.
maybe there is something along here that they've missed.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, what's that? 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you sort of walk down the line a little bit and pause where you had exactly where you've paused now, because something something catches your attention at the corner of your eye, and it is what looks like quite a large smear of blood. Not droplets. This is a large-ish smear of blood, and that is localized to your right, and you can see it just on this fairly large rock here.
So sort of around this kind of area, sort of thing.
If I ping it here, I don't know how zoomed in you are.
We didn't get a ping. We got a ping last time. Are you using the wrong screen again, Matt?
No, I'm using the right. It's coming up. I'm going to ping it 3 times. Can you see the ping?
Oh, over there.
Over there.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong side.
It's all right.
Okay, I'm going to head over to that then.
And
try and take a close look, see if there's any indication of like animal predation or something to that effect. Just based on the volume alone, it looks like something has been attacked here.
Okay. Investigation for me, please.
Right.
Actually, no. You search in predation. I'll go survival again.
Cool. Yeah, not as great. It's a 13 this time.
Okay. So you look at this blood in particular, and it's almost in the shadow of the rock. So you can imagine that people would have missed it.
Yeah.
There's certainly more blood than there was in any of the 4 cases beforehand. Enough blood to have come out of the 2 limbs that you see on the ground.
Okay. Humanoid animal?
They look humanoid.
Okay.
On that, I'm going to go over to Cassius. So you've made your way into the cave, where you see a gaggle of halfling farmhands picking mushrooms and sort of cultivating some wheat. You see another sort of cluster of halflings and gnomes packing wheat into barrels, sort of packing the seeds into barrels.
I go to the nearest person, be them halfling or gnome.
It is a gnome.
Okay. Hello. My name is Mr. Cassius. I'm from Heartbreaker Investigations. I'm here to speak to Rod.
Rod. Oi, Rod! Hold on.
Thank you.
He sort of toddles off. You hear sort of a slapping sound, like a step. Get out here, Rod! You lie about. And you see a halfling sort of amble over, he smells of a sort of sickly sweet smoke.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same that we smelt in the warehouse?
The very same.
Okay.
So he sort of looks up at you, sort of his eyes half lit, and goes, yeah.
Hello, Rod. My name is Mr. Valentine. I am from Heartbreaker Investigations. I have heard you were the first person to see the blood rain.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah, yeah. He seems relieved that you're not here for some other reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he's yeah, yep, yeah. Landed here, right on my shoulder. 2 drops, right on my shoulder.
Is there any there now?
You can see stains, 2 sort of brownish stains. But no, that's all that sort of remains of it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to have been scrubbed clean.
And you were smoking something over by the rock. Is that correct?
All right, keep your voice down. Yes, I was smoking by the rock. Yes.
Is that not allowed?
Look, Yvette doesn't like it.
Why is that?
Because apparently she says that I do that instead of picking, and she doesn't like
Is that what you were doing now, Rob?
it. He's sort of, all right, a little bit, but just don't. Just please, just keep your voice. Just,
I know how to keep my voice very quiet and keep the secrets of my friends in confidence, Rob.
Right, okay.
We are friends, aren't we?
I only just met you.
I'm sure we can be friends, though.
Make me a persuasion check.
Dude hasn't got a fucking chance.
He does not have a chance.
23.
That one rings around this fool.
He sort of go, well, I mean, like maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Fantastic. Now, he was standing on a break by a rock, and 2 drops fell there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And was there anything above you? Anything near you? Did you hear anything? Take me through it as best you can, even though you were on your break.
Well, there were a couple of, I mean, above us, it's like open sky, right? But
It is, yes, Rob.
like there's there's a few islands up there, as there sort of always have been.
Okay. And you believe they came from there?
I don't know where they came from. I would have thought, like, so before it happened again, I thought it might have been like a harpy carrying something away, or like a bird carrying something away. But like 4 times.
Well, it could be
Same
4
area.
birds, couldn't it? Rob?
I guess. I suppose. Yeah, could be 4 birds. I don't know.
Well, Rob, I need to continue this investigation. When are you on break next?
Well, I mean, I better get back to it now. But I don't know, just whenever I can like get a moment.
Okay. Well, I'll meet you by the rock. Okay.
Okay.
Perhaps we could have a break together with the.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fantastic.
All right.
Very well. I will see you soon, Rob.
Okay, yeah. See, I'll find you. I'll find you.
Fantastic. I appreciate it, my friend.
All right. Do you have any other business down here?
I mean, I'm just in the sort of the first levels of breaking a drug ring, so I'm just like, this could be something else. I guess I talked to. I mean, I don't think so. Really, these people are going to be pretty clueless as to what it is. So I'm going to go back to Mr. Gracchus first of all, and
Okay. So we're going to say that you sort of have turned and you're heading back out toward the light.
Mhm.
We're going to swap back to Gracchus. You're focusing on this blood. Behind you, there is a large bang and a splintering of wood.
I just, on instinct, grab the hilt of my blade and just spin on my balls, my feet to turn to look.
Make me a perception check.
It's 22.
So you see, you sort of turn around to look at the farmhouse and your eyes are drawn upward to something falling and smacking into the roof of the farmhouse. And you hear a similar crack and splinter of wood.
Okay. I'm take another look back at the limbs and then just bolt towards the farmhouse.
Mm-hmm. You see, all right. Cassius, you exit the cave at this point.
I emerge.
Mm-hmm. You see Gracchus running,
Mm-hmm.
and I imagine you
I
also
appear.
run over.
I appear in front of him. No, I don't really.
Damn it,
You can-
Cassius, I told you about that.
Yeah, you head over, and
What's happened?
both of you see Yvette burst out of the farmhouse, and a couple of other people who look like her kin bursting out of the farmhouse. They all sort of run, and they're backing away from it. And she looks at you, and she says, "There's things in there. There's
Things.
yeah, things."
Very well.
Make me a perception check, both of you.
Nat 20.
Lovely.
And an 18.
Okay, so you hear, both of you hear, the sounds of sort of thrashing limbs and chaos within the dwelling. You hear things are being sort of knocked onto the floor. You hear things smash.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear what sounds like furniture being overturned.
Mm-hmm.
Gracchus, you can hear something else as well. You can hear sort of a moaning sound, sort of a raspy kind of moan, and you're almost positive that it sounds kind of confused. Like not, it sounds angry and sort of, a little bit sort of monstrous, but it sounds confused as well.
Shall we investigate, Mr. Gracchus?
Let's be cautious, though, Mr. Valentine. There's an additional blood patch down by the larger rock to the south of the building. Along with 2 limbs.
Well, you have the great sword. After you.
Absolutely. So I start leading the way. I'm going to creep round to the door and peer in without walking through straight away.
You make me a perception check.
I would like to. So I imagine this is over here, Matt. Can I get up on the roof?
You can get up on the roof, yes.
I would like to get up on the roof, please.
Make me a strength athletics check.
While that's going on, it was a 14 for perception.
Okay. Right. So
No, sorry, you go first.
I was actually waiting for you.
19.
Okay. Yeah. So you climb up onto the barrels and the crates, and you sort of pull yourself up onto the roof.
That will perhaps be the only time I succeed in this strength athletics. If I could jump up there next time, that'd be most appreciated. It's not that better. It's not that much better.
It may be a little bit too high for you to jump it. But Gracchus, you see inside two sort of shadowy, man-sized shapes shambling toward the door. They have sort of an unwieldy gait. They are making for the nearest light source, and you think it might be a good idea to back off because they don't look like they're stopping. And I don't have a map of the inside of the house.
Okay.
Cool. Taking the initiative of, I don't like the idea of trying to swing a greatsword in a doorway. I take a couple steps back to at least then get them into a position where if they did attack, I wouldn't be surrounded and I could actually fight back more or less unrestricted.
All right. Only that far?
Yeah, it might kind of force them to stack up a little bit and buy me at least one round of only one of them at my throat.
Okay. Well, as you watch, two of these appear from... I just moved you, and I don't know how I did that.
You can do whatever you damn well please, DM.
There we go. There we go. Let's do... there we go. All right. You see one of them emerge from the shadowy farmhouse. It is... Well, it used to be a human male, but it is... Oh, it looks pretty dead. Its flesh is desiccated.
Okay.
Its hair has fallen out in chunks.
Lovely.
There is a stink of rot.
I feel the immediate urge to gag.
Its blank eyes fix on you, Gracchus. And that's where we'll end part 1.
Perfect dramatic timing.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm excited for the next one. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
You know what? I'm not going to say what I think might happen in case I spoil an epic moment. So I won't.
All right.
Excited for that. Yeah.
Well,
fantastic.
Thank you for watching, ladies, gentlemen, and bodies of water.
Indeed.
You'll find us here at the Alchemy Lab on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Smash it!
Yes. And it's just good to have you all here.
That was a bit lame, but we'll end it on that anyway.
But heartfelt.
Love ya. Bye.